Welcome to JSS Matriculation School, Talawadi social class. Today I go to explain you 8th standard history lesson number 4, People's Revolt. In the past class I explained Puliteva, Kattabamman, Velunachia, Dhiran Chennimalai and Marudu brothers fight against the Britishers. Now I go to explain you the revolt, the Vellore Revolt in 1806. The family members of Tippu were imprisoned at Vellore Fort after the Fourth Mysore War. Some 3,000 ex-servants and soldiers of Haidar and Tippu had also been moved to the vicinity of Mysore of Vellore and their property in Mysore confiscated. It was quite natural that they were all unhappy and they hated the English. The Vellore port consists of large majority of Indian troops. A good part of its recently been raised in Tirunelveli after the Palekar uprising of 1800. Many of the trained soldiers of the various Palayams were admitted into the English army. Thus, the Vellore fort became the meeting ground of the rebel forces of South India. In 1803, William Cavendish Bentinck became the governor of Madras. During this period, certain military regulations were introduced in 1805 to 1806 and were enforced by the Madras Commander-in-Chief Sir John Craddock. But the Sipai felt that these were designed in insult them. The causes of for the revolt. The next we are going to learn about. The strict discipline, new weapons, new methods of uniform were all new to the Sipais. The Sipais were asked to shave the beard to trim the mustache. The wearing of religious mark on the forehead and the use of earrings were also banned. The English treated the Indian Sipai as their inferiors. There was the racial prejudice. We are going to learn about immediate causes of the revolt. In June 1806, Military General Agnew introduced a new turban resembling a European hat with a badge of cross on it. It was popularly known as Agnew's turban. Both the Hindu and Muslim soldiers opposed it. So the soldiers were severely punished by the English. Next, course of the revolt. The Indian soldiers were waiting for an opportunity to attack the English officers. Tippu's families also took part. Fateh Haidar, the elder son of Tippu, tried to form an alliance against the English. On July 10th, in early morning, the native Sipais of the 1st and 23rd Regiments started the revolt. Colonel Franscott, who commanded the garrison, was their first victim. The fort gates were closed. Meantime, the rebels proclaimed Fateh Haidar as their new ruler. The British flag in the fort was brought down. The tiger-striped flag of Tippu Sultan was hoisted on the fort of Vellore. We are going to learn about suppressions of the revolt. Major Coates, who was outside the fort, rushed to Ranipet and informed Colonel Gillespie. Colonel Gillespie reached Vellore fort. He made an attack on the rebel forces. The revolt was completely suppressed and failed. Peace was restored in Vellore. On the whole, 113 Europeans and about 350 Sipais were killed in the uprising. The revolt was suppressed within a short period. It was one of the significant events in the history of Tamil Nadu. Next, we are going to learn about effects of the Vellore revolts. The new methods and uniform regulations were withdrawn. The family of Tipu, as a precautionary measure, was sent to Calcutta. William Cavendish Bentinck was removed from his services. The next we are going to learn about causes for the failure of the revolt. There were no proper leadership to guide the soldiers properly. The rebellion was also not well organized. Divide the rule policy of the English spilled the unity of the Indians. V.D. Savarkar calls the Vellore Revolt of 1806 as the prelude to the first war of the Indian independence in 1857.